Welcome back in. Fitz the Bill here on this Friday morning. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick as we head on out to the Radke Insurance phone line. Coach Marcus Kahn of the Mary Washington Eagles. They're 26-3 this season. The best wins in program history. Coach, good morning. Feels like we're kind of making this an annual thing. You guys were in the round of 16 a year ago. You came on Fitz the Bill. Here, fast forward 365 days, we're back.
Yes. Yeah. Good morning to you as well. Thanks for having me on. It's great to be back on. I hope that this leads to a better result this year than what we ended up with last year. But it's great to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, Coach, I'll start there because you guys did make it to the round of 16 a year ago, a heartbreaking loss. But last year, you were led by a core of young guys, right? Kye Robinson was a freshman at the time. Ulysses Young, he was a freshman at the time. Now they both have that experience under their belt. How important will that experience be now that you guys have advanced into the round of 16, looking to eventually find your way to Indianapolis?
Yeah, it's been what's carried us this year's experience they gained last year as young guys. And, they played a lot for us last year as freshmen. They're leading the way for us this year as sophomores, along with a couple of our juniors in Jay Randall and Jaden Burgess have really, those four really carried the load for us for the most part. And so we are a young group with no seniors, but the experience gained last year in that late conference tournament run and led us into the NCAA tournament has really jump-started this year for us. And as young as they are...
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, as young as they are very mature and understand learning from last year's lessons and what it's taken this year to get us to this point.
So last game out, I just want to talk about this real quick. Against Amherst, you guys used a 32-5 run in that second half to win 81-64, punch the ticket to the round of 16. Was there anything that was said? Did anything specific happen that helped spur on that 32-5 run?
Well, I just think we really got back to our principles. We talked about sticking to the details, certainly defensively. The offensive piece will come. Amherst is a good defensive team. And I think for us, for the most part this year, we've gotten to halftime with teams. We've kind of needed to feel it out. Once we see it and feel what they're doing to us, then we've been able to really make some adjustments and go. And, it was a matter of getting to halftime. We were down one, I guess, at half, and just tweaked a few things defensively that really led to some easier offense for us.
Marcus Kahn, University of Mary Washington head basketball coach. Mary Washington 26-3 this season, hosting Wisconsin lacrosse in the round of 16 of the Division III NCAA tournament tomorrow. Coach, this entire season, it feels like you guys have been playing against teams that had numbers next to their name. I mean, multiple ranked opponents, a ton of teams that made the NCAA tournament. And coast to coast, I'm putting conference play in quotations because I know the Coast to Coast Conference, one of the more intriguing Division III conferences in the nation, technically not conference games, but you guys got to play CNU 3 different times throughout this season. How has that schedule helped prepare you guys for the NCAA tournament?
Well, yeah, it's why we schedule the way that we do. And I think the benefit of playing the tough games gets us to this point. Certainly being able to win some of those games early on has allowed us to host during the NCAA tournament, which is a huge advantage that we have, certainly this past weekend, and we're hoping that carries over this weekend as well. But, I think it also speaks volumes about the quality of Division III basketball in the state of Virginia. And we're able to play quality opponents without having to go too far. You mentioned Christopher Newport, obviously Randolph-Macon, played both of them, Virginia Wesleyan. So we've been battle tested and haven't had to travel too far to do it. And again, that just sets us up for when we're playing more ranked teams. Having several of them in our backyard has helped get us ready for this moment.
Coach, what is it about Virginia that kind of lends itself to such high-quality Division III basketball? Because you look across the Commonwealth, you just mentioned a couple of teams. There's even more out there that have good years, it feels like, year in and year out. What is it about Virginia that lends itself to that level of success?
Yeah, I think that there's quality high school basketball. It's certainly up in Northern Virginia. Then you get down into the 757 a little bit, a lot of really good basketball right there in Richmond. I think there's some very good coaches across the state at this level that just do a really good job. And, obviously Division III, we're talking about the student athletes. So I think it also speaks to the quality of education and the schools where these coaches are coaching. I know for me that being able to sell a degree from the University of Mary Washington helps our cause greatly when it comes to recruiting.
So how is that? How is recruiting these guys? You have a Kye Robinson is a dog, arguably the best player in the nation. Ulysses Young. You have a really good freshman guard that's kind of right behind them in Josh Suedor. You have a very young, very good team. How do you go out and recruit these guys? What is the secret sauce?
Well, I think it's just building a relationship with them and their families and doing that as early as you can. I think that one advantage that we have here, obviously, is our location, the education, the beautiful campus that we're on. But it's getting out, getting to know them, having the honest conversations early on and selling the vision of the program. I think that last year with those two that you mentioned with Ulysses and Kye, it was just that. It was, hey, here's the vision that we have. We need you to trust us and come in here. And we can make some really good things happen if we have both of you in our backcourt. They both bought into it. And it's, we've proven to be right in the vision that we were selling. And of course, it really helps for me. It kind of gets all jump started because of our assistant coach, Mark Sansone, does a tremendous job getting out on the road and identifying the talent and helping start build the relationship with these kids and their families early is really why we've been successful.
What is it about that backcourt tandem with Ulysses and Kye that makes them so successful?
Well, they're good friends. They were roommates last year and suite mates this year here on campus. And so they spend a lot of time together, but they're both just very good, heady guards that love to play with other good, smart players. And so neither one of them have any ego involved in it. They're happy for each other's success. They want to win. I think that's kind of where it starts. They're both winners and want to win and expect to win. And so that just kind of permeates throughout the team. As our primary ball handlers, everything kind of gets started with them, and they're the point of attack on defense as well. And so everything we do kind of starts with those two, and they're just competitors, and so we just follow.
Marcus Kahn, University of Mary Washington men's basketball head coach, joining us this Friday morning. You guys are hosting the round of 16 for the first time since 2014. How important is it to have these games inside Ron Rosner Arena after experiencing this all on the road a year ago?
Yes, this is, again, we are so excited for that opportunity to have it here in our gym, not having to get on a bus and travel or get back on a plane and fly somewhere. I think that was a big advantage we had last weekend, but also having it carry on into this weekend. We just another week of a little bit more normalcy in our preparation. Our guys are back in class, just get everything kind of back on track. Having a normal week with all the excitement around it here on campus and throughout the community. It's good to just have some comfort and be able to practice in our gym, watch film in our locker room, have just more of the same. And then, of course, when we get to tip off on Saturday night at 6, really hoping that the Fredericksburg community comes out the way they did this last weekend. And man, it was a lot of fun walking out for the start of that game and to see the arena full of not only students, but families and community members.
What are you guys going to have to do tomorrow at 6 p.m. to take down Wisconsin lacrosse and get to the round of 8?
Yeah, we are going to have to play one of our better defensive games of the year. I think that we've really leaned on our defense and on our little run here, but they've got a really good scorer as well. And so in place similar to us, I think it's going to be a very evenly matched games. We're going to have to not beat ourselves and value the ball, take care of it, which we've been pretty good at doing this season. really just rely on each other defensively, man. If we can keep them in under wraps and not let them feel comfortable on the offensive end, I think we'll be in good shape.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck tomorrow, 6 p.m. up there at Ron Rosner Arena. Looking forward to seeing how you guys do.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Of course, there goes Marcus Kahn, head coach of the men's basketball team up there at the University of Mary Washington. Mary Washington, 26-3 this season. They have been one of the best teams in the nation among Division III programs. They host Wisconsin lacrosse in the round of 16 of the Division III NCAA tournament. If they win that game, they punch their ticket to Indianapolis, where they start facing off in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Should be fantastic stuff up there. Really appreciate Coach Kahn for taking some time out of his day. If you do have an open 6 p.m. tomorrow to head up the hour up I-95 to catch the game, highly recommend it. Mary Washington has been playing a fun brand of basketball this year. You heard me mention it a couple times. Kye Robinson is not just one of the best players in the Coast to Coast Conference, not just one of the best players in the Commonwealth, but he is one of the best basketball players that you will watch play the game of basketball. That backcourt tandem between him and Ulysses Young have been phenomenal all season. So if you've got an opening and you want to watch some good basketball tomorrow, highly recommend heading up 95 the hour to Ron Rosner Arena. 6 p.m. tip as Mary Washington hosts Wisconsin lacrosse in the round of 16. First time the Eagles are hosting a round of 16 game since 2014. And, oh, by the way, Randolph-Macon, Christopher Newport, two other Commonwealth schools still in the NCAA tournament. They square off this round as well.